Welcome to Hebrew Words in Scripture. This is lesson 28, and we're going to look at the word Bethlehem. We find the first mention of Bethlehem in Scriptures in Genesis chapter 35, where Jacob is traveling and his wife Rachel dies and he buries her. And he says, and Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. We see that he buried her in a grave, and he journeyed on to a tower of Adar. Here we see a map of Jerusalem. See the entire city here, of course much smaller in the times of Jesus. And we see here the Ramat Rachel, the burial place of Rachel, and here is Bethlehem. And this is the probable location of the Tower of Adar. Here we see the word Bethlehem represented by the Hebrew word 1035, which is Bethlehem. It is Bet, Yot, Tav, Lamed, Chet, Mem. Bethlehem, which means the first definition is house of bread. The word Bethlehem is made up of two words. The first is the word bayeth, which means a house or a dwelling or a group of people, a family. And of the word lachem, which means food, bread, or grain. Literally, it's that which is consumed. Comes from actually to fight or to battle. And the primitive root means to consume or to devour. In John chapter 6, verses 32 and on, Jesus is in a discussion with the disciples about manna and how that manna came down to feed the Israelites, but it came down from heaven. And he declares, he says in verse 35, he says, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. He goes on to say in verse 48, I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness, and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. Jesus says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me hath everlasting life. I am that bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness, and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat this bread, he shall live forever, and the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for this life, for the life of the world. It is perfect that the bread of life was to be born in the house of bread.